this video, we're going to rank the most common objections you're getting on a sales call and exactly how to handle them, because I've seen them all and they haven't stopped me from closing $945,000 in sales in 1 month. So we'll start with the think about it objection. I'll put this under easy because if you can't handle this one, you'll pretty much be stuck, not able to make sales because it's super common. I remember when I first started selling, every time they told me, hey, I want to think about it, or can you give me a 1 day or two just to sit on this? I would crumble up and not sure what to do. I'll just give them the time to think about it. But now I realize that it's just a smokescreen objection. There's nothing to worry about. And all you have to say to handle it is this. No issues, Mr. Prospect. May I ask, besides you wanting to think about it, do you feel this will help you get to where you want to go? They will say yes, and then I will ask, why do you feel it could help though? Now they're gonna start selling themselves on what I sell, and then all you have to say is, okay, so can you help me understand, like, what was it that you wanted to go over in your mind there, just in case I can help now that I'm here? So I'm alleviating their concerns, and using the right tonality, I want to pierce through the smoke screen so I can get to the true objection. Because think about it, it's not a real objection. Now the next objection is one that most people overcomplicate. But if they knew how to handle it, they would easily triple their sales. And that's the money objection. So the money objection, because it's so common and a lot of people get stuck on that, we'll put this under the normal category. So this is when your prospect starts saying, oh, this is a bit expensive, or I can't really afford this at this time. So if you really know how to handle it, you can solve this objection within seconds. Because at the root of each money objection are two trees. In one tree, it's a purely logistical objection, and on the other tree, it's an uncertainty objection. So in this one, we're gonna look at it as if it's a logistical objection, and all you have to say is this. No issues. If you had the money, do you feel this can get you to where you wanna go? They're gonna say yes. You're gonna ask them why again, and then all you have to say is this. Okay, so if you feel that this will help, how do you feel you can come up with the money to put into my coaching so you can get the results that you want? So I'm gonna connect them finding the money with getting the result that they want, and now they are incentivized to brainstorm ways to come up with the money. The third objection is the spousal objection, and we're gonna put this also in the normal category, because if you know the objection handling tree, it becomes very easy to handle. Here's where most people fail. They immediately focus on the spouse. They hear the prospect say, oh yeah, I need to talk to my spouse, and they start attacking the spouse, right? But first of all, we need to focus on the person that we're talking to. So say this, besides you getting the green light from your spouse, do you feel that this is the answer for you? They're gonna say yes. Now we will involve the spouse in the decision. Well, how does your spouse feel about you trying to fix X and Y and Z issues? Now we're gonna make any concerns that their spouse or that they have heard. We're gonna make them feel seen. Once that happens, I need to understand their both common decision-making process. So when it comes to fixing these problems in the past, what has gotten in the way of you taking action? Probably the money. And now I found out that it's a money objection, not a spousal objection. So at the end of the day, if you ask a couple of questions, you're gonna find that beneath the surface, it's going to be a money objection, which you handle accordingly. Next up, we have the ROI objection, which I'm going to put in the final boss category. This is not an easy objection to handle if it comes up to the end of the call. The ROI objection comes up when prospects don't see the value in what you're selling really, and they start asking, how will I see ROI from something like this? How you handle this objection at the end of the call is you have to go back and redirect the focus from the product back to your value. So you have to ask this to redirect their focus. Okay, I mean, besides kind of like the ROI, what had you considering getting help in the first place? What's gonna come up is I'm gonna zero in back to the problem that they had in mind when they joined the call. Yeah, I mean, like I mentioned earlier in the call, I need more leads. So you need more leads. Help me understand, how many sales do you feel you're missing out right now on a monthly basis because you don't have enough leads? Well, I'm missing out on probably 10,000. Okay, so if you're missing out on 10,000, do you feel if you invest 3,000 with us, is it worth capturing 10,000 in sales? So if you say something like that, it puts you in a position where you can start chopping away at the ROI objection. But this is much better if you start pre-handling that objection ahead of the call, instead of you having to butt heads after you present your solution. Next up is the partner objection, which I'm going to put in the hard category. Now, this is not to be confused with a spousal objection. You handle it a bit differently because we're talking about a B2B scenario. Now, this is a little bit trickier to handle because of each role the partner has in the business. Let's say you're talking to an agency and you have two partners. If you're talking to the guy who is the visionary and makes decisions, it will be easier to help him make that decision and empower them to make the decision right there on the call, because at the end of the day, they are the visionary, they drive the growth in the business. Now, on the other hand, if you're talking, for example, to a COO, which are typically very metrics-driven people, and they're gonna need to talk to the visionary to make decisions, then we change the scenario. And now I'll need to coach that person right there on the call on what they will say when they talk to the partner. So I'm gonna attack it as if it's a spousal objection, but at the end, instead of forcing them to make a decision which is not going to happen, I need to make sure that they're well equipped to sell my solution to the board or to their other partner. So I can say something like this. Okay, so when you do go to your partner with all this data, what are some possible hesitations they might have in making a decision like this? Well, we need to make sure that we show them ROI. We need to make sure that I show them this. Now I will say, can I make a suggestion? Besides just going to them with a fat price tag and the details of the program, it might be worth to you communicating how you're struggling with generating leads right now and how many objections you're getting and how many sales you're missing out because you're not well equipped to solve these issues on your own. Do you feel it's worth communicating that to your partner? Yes, for sure. So I need to coach them through what they're going to say when they present that solution to a board or to that business partner that they have. Next up, we have the fear objection. For the fun of it, I'll put this under the final boss category because fear, typically you're not able to break it down with just one objection handle or just one thing that you say, but you need to chop away at it. So how does the fear objection show up? It will typically show up as a money objection. Oh, this is a bit too expensive for us, or this is a little bit risky. When you hear words such as this is risky, it's 100% a fear objection. So this is how you handle it. May I ask, money aside, do you feel this can get you to where you want to go? They're gonna say yes. I'm gonna ask them why, so they start justifying to themselves the purchase, and then I will ask them a nightmare question. Well, can you walk me through the scenario, like what happens if you don't make a change, you still battle with these issues that we've discussed for the next 2, 4, even 6 months? What do you feel are the consequences of you not taking action though? Have you considered that scenario? So what I want them to do is help them visualize what the future looks like if they don't take action. At the end of the day, I want to show them that the way that they have been making decisions up to this point out of fear has been inadequate. I need to get them to start thinking as the person that they need to become. Not making decisions out of fear, but making decisions out of faith. And a lot of times I will use that language. Mr. Prospect, we can make decisions out of fear or out of faith. When we make decisions out of fear, typically what does that do? It keeps us frozen in place, unable to make a change. What we found out of more successful clients, they make decisions out of faith because they know that that's going to help them step out of their comfort zone. What happens when you're outside of your comfort zone? It leads to growth. So for you, do you prefer to make decisions out of fear and keep getting stuck? Or do you want to start making empowering decisions so you can get to where you want to go? So now they're at the crossroads and they have to make a hard decision between, hey, do I stay stuck or do I bet on myself so I can grow? The last objection that we will see is the I'm happy with my current vendor, which we can put under the normal objection because a lot of people get stuck in this, but it's really simple how you handle it. So let's say you reach out to someone and they say, well, happy with your current vendor, I already have a coach. Say something like this. Oh yeah, I'd love to hear that you're investing in yourself. How's that going so far? How satisfied are you with the outcomes that you're getting? And the trick here is no one is 100% satisfied with the current relationship that they have. So help them explore that scenario. They're gonna say, yeah, it's fine. So when you say it's fine, how do you mean specifically though? They're gonna unpack their scenario even more. So you can say something like this. Yeah, I mean, it sounds like things are going fairly well. Is there something that you would change so you can get faster results if you could? And now something is gonna pop up. They're gonna probably need more results or they're gonna need results faster, which is your opportunity to slide in with benefits and features that you offer that surpasses their current solution. Now, handling objections is a great thing to learn as a top sales professional, but it's really only one piece of the puzzle. So if you want to see exactly what I did to hit 945,000 in sales a month, watch this video right here and I'll see you over there.